So this is a hard one. Accountability is really hard. I was just having a conversation with my brother the other day, and he asked me this question: have I really held myself accountable? And for many times that I can think about, I really haven't. Now, I got wrapped up in the excitement of actually living a creative lifestyle. I had the jobs, I had the client work that was paying my bills every month. I was able to travel and still work. I was making things I was excited about, but I was just going through the motions. Like I reached the thing, I did it, but I wasn't building anything sustainable. And I found that that was very difficult for me. I think there is a problem where I lost sight of what my goal was, and that was to have the flexibility and the freedom to do what I want, to work with clients, to make projects, and potentially working with brands that make me happy and that align with my goals. And last year, I had the rough slump of seeing the effects of not holding myself accountable. I lost some really good opportunities to kind of get my foot in the door, and I didn't make the best impression because I didn't hold myself accountable. I didn't set the deadlines. I didn't communicate the way I worked so hard to learn when I first got started, and I got complacent. So this video is one for expressing how accountability is so important as a creator. And many times it's not easy. It's one of those things where you got to look yourself in the face and realize that, yeah, we got to grow up a little bit. When you get past the point of now earning money, working with other creators, having client work, now you have to see yourself as a business. And I think personally, I lost sight of the business side of things, and I was so excited that I'm actually just doing what I work so hard to do. And that's a struggle. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was very hard to come to that realization and wondering, like, why did everything just fall apart for me last year. I found that at times I got burnt out trying to feed the monster of the algorithm. The algorithm can really just not help. The algorithm can really zap you of what you like to create. And I found that was something I struggled with, that I wasn't staying true to my voice. I was trying to just see what was working and try to just build my audience as fast as I could. And I had fun, I'm not gonna lie. I was having so much fun, like just being creative, but I wasn't creating the things that made me happy. And eventually, when you do too many things that aren't really what align with your creative vision, what helps you express yourself, you get burnt out in a way that kind of zaps your motivation to keep creating. So sometimes it's necessary to take a break. I did a Project 30 challenge toward the end of last year, and I had so much fun, but also learned a lot that I can make things, but I can also do better. And that's not always easy. I think when I know what I can do, the ugly expectation is I just want to keep doing it and doing it and doing it. But that's not sustainable. And you have to learn. It is definitely a learning process of finding the gauge of where does my creativity actually feel sustainable, but also help me feel like I'm still making progress. That was tough. Another point I've learned is you have to evolve. Social media, not to date myself, but I'm gonna do it. When Instagram and Vine were a thing, it was just so easy just to create things because it was new, it was fun. You're just creating things for fun. And even for YouTube, just creating things for fun. Now that content creation and social media is now a business, no one really knows what we're doing. Everyone's just trying to figure it all out. And it's going to get ugly for a while. It's going to be ugly for a while because there's going to be the top dogs, the ones who made the investment early on when YouTube, Instagram, and all these, and like Facebook and these social platforms really took off. Now they've worked, and you can see the growth of their business being successful, seeing that creative lifestyle is sustainable. But if you're just getting started, it's hard to still navigate through that, because what was someone getting started, say 10 years ago versus where we're at now, the learning curve is a lot shorter. The ability to reach people can accelerate at any time. And it's just so hard to navigate that. And whew, for me personally, I got burnt out. I have this horrible, I don't want to call it horrible. I have this aspect of my creativity where when I figure out how to do something and I know how to do it, then it's like, oh, I got to show this off. I got to flex. I got to just, you got to stand out. You got to do things that want to make people feel like you're different. But in all actuality, content creation, there's nothing new out there. You're just revamping and making it look different with the same tools. You know what I mean? So that's a realization that comes as you progress, as I progress as a content creator or just an artist in general, that finding what makes me me is so important. And that's what I'm planning on doing this year, or rolling into re-establishing my footing as a creative, is to making sure and leaning into what makes me me. I know when I get reached out to for clients to do work, it's not because of, oh, I can make a video. It's because the way I make a video, the way I see things, the way I see projects, or I see a vision, is what's drawing people in. So I need to lean into what makes me me. And same for anyone else. If you're just getting started as a content creator, you want to lean into you and figure out, what do you want to say? When you have a voice, that's when the conversations get started. Because we all come from the same soil, so to speak, as content creators. We all end up becoming a project manager. We have to be the video editor, the film, or the sound designer, all these things, because that's what it is as a one-man band team. But in the end, we still have to find our voice. And that just happens over time. So it's the creation. And eventually your voice just emerges. And that's something I'm looking forward to discovering, or leaning more into this year, is figuring out what is my voice and what helps me stand out, but also holding myself accountable and setting deadlines and being more proactive and communicating better, because I think those were my downfalls last year. And now I want to learn from it and grow from it, but also get feedback from others. So reaching out to other creators and asking for their input and trying to grow as a person. I think once I grow as a person, then my projects, my videos will reflect the growth of me as a person. And that's what I'm looking forward to. So here's to holding myself accountable. All right, it's your boy, Benji, AKA Groovy Foo. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.